Hi, my name is Scott Strohs, and this is MySQL Shorts. Before we get started with HeatWave GenAI, there's a few things we need to take care of. First, in Oracle Cloud, you need to create a HeatWave MySQL instance. Here, the name is HWAI_demo. For this demo, I use the MySQL 2 shape that has 2 eCPUs and 16 gigabytes of memory. When creating this instance, I also enabled a HeatWave cluster. When you're setting up your HeatWave cluster, be sure to choose the shape HeatWave 512 gigabyte, and then make sure HeatWave Lakehouse is enabled. Next, we need to create a storage bucket. I created one named AI_demo. To make things a little easier, I also created a pre-authenticated request for this bucket. There's a link in the description that will walk you through how to do this. I created a folder in this bucket named shorts_demo, and then I uploaded PDFs from the MySQL documentation site. I connect to my instance using the private IP address in MySQL shell. Make sure you connect using port 3306, because what we're about to show is not supported when using the X protocol. We're going to use the create schema command to create a new schema named AI_demo. We switch to this new schema by executing the command use AI_demo. Before we can start capturing vector data for those documents, we need to run the MySQL task management ensure schema function. If it doesn't already exist, this function will create a schema that tracks the vector load process. To start loading the vector data, we call the stored procedure sys.vectorStoreLoad, and we pass it 2 input parameters. The first parameter is the URL for our pre-authenticated request to our storage bucket. The second input parameter is a JSON object with configuration information. Here, we're just specifying that the vector data should be stored in a table named shorts_embeddings. Part of the result from running this stored procedure is a query that we can execute to check the status of this process. Depending on the size and number of documents, this process could take a while. But let's run the query to see what data we get back. The information I find interesting is the task ID, the task name, the progress, and what the current status is. Also, there's a progress bar. I rerun this query every once in a while just to check the status. We know when the process is done when the progress reaches 100. If we want to see how much vector data was collected from our documents, we run select count star from shorts_embeddings_PDF. HeatWave added the _PDF to our table name because we used PDF documents. We can see in the results 55,032 rows were added to this database table. With HeatWave GenAI, we can easily use our embeddings, our vector data, as part of an AI chat. To do this, we use a stored procedure named sys.heatwave_chat. This accepts one input parameter, and it's the question we want to ask the AI. Here, we are asking the AI for information about MySQL router. In the results returned from the stored procedure, we see a summary about MySQL router. The information provided is based on the data from the documents we used earlier. Using the same stored procedure, we can ask follow-up questions. In this case, we're asking, what operating systems are supported? It's used in the same context of our first question, so we'll get information about MySQL router and what operating systems are supported. Note that the response includes a reference to MySQL router, even though it wasn't part of the question. This is because it continues to use the same context of all the questions that have been asked to this point. Before we can start a new chat context, we need to clear the chat history. To do this, we run the command set@chatOptions = null. Now we are ready for questions about a different topic. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to hit like and subscribe. Also, there'll be a link in the description for any code or files we used during this video.